You are in your 20s, or maybe you just left them. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you already know you should be doing something with your money, but the numbers feel too small to matter. $15. What is $15 going to do? It is a coffee. It is lunch. It is so small, it barely registers as a financial decision at all. But here is what nobody sat you down and told you. The $15 you don't invest in your 20s is not $15 lost. It is something far larger. And by the time this is over, you will understand exactly what you gave up and exactly what you can still get back. Let's start with the single most important idea in personal finance. It is not budgeting. It is not picking the right stocks. It is not earning more money. It is time. Specifically, the relationship between time and something called compound interest, the mechanism that quietly turns small, consistent actions into life-changing wealth. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Whether he actually said that is debated. What is not debated is the math behind it. Here's how compounding works. You invest money. That money earns a return. Then that return earns a return. Then that return earns a return. Every single year, you are earning money not just on what you put in, but on everything the investment has already generated. It sounds simple. It does not feel simple when you see what it actually does to numbers over time. $15 a day is $450 a month. At a 10% average annual return, the historical nominal average of the S&P 500 since 1926, here's what happens decade by decade. At 10 years, your $450 a month has grown to $92,000. You personally contributed $54,000. The market handed you an additional $38,000 for free. That feels good, but you are still early in the curve. The real story has not started yet. At 20 years, your account holds $341,000. You contributed $108,000. The market gave you $233,000 on top of that, more than double what you put in. Generated entirely by compounding. The curve is bending. You can feel it starting to pull. At 30 years, everything changes. Your account crosses $1 million. $1,017,000 to be exact. You contributed $162,000 of your own money across 3 decades. The market built the other $855,000. You kept 84% of a $1 million portfolio without ever putting in more than $15 a day. That is not a trick. That is arithmetic. And at 40 years, if you start at 22 and stay consistent until 62, your account holds $2,845,000, nearly $3 million, from $15 a day, from skipping a coffee, from packing a lunch, from redirecting money that was already leaving your hands anyway. But here's the part that changes everything about your 20s specifically. Let's compare 2 people. Call them Alex and Jordan. Alex starts investing $15 a day at age 22 and never stops. Jordan waits. Jordan tells himself he will start when he earns more, when life settles down, when the timing feels right. Jordan starts at 32, just 10 years later, and invests the same $15 a day with the same discipline until age 62. Alex ends up with $2,845,000. Jordan ends up with $1,017,000. Same daily habit, same amount, same index fund, same discipline. The only difference is 10 years. And those 10 years cost Jordan $1,828,000. Nearly $2 million lost not to bad investments, not to market crashes, not to bad luck. Lost simply to waiting. Now here's the part that makes this even more uncomfortable. Jordan invested for 30 years, Alex invested for 40. But the gap between them is not 10 years worth of contributions. That would only be $54,000. The gap is $1,828,000. The extra money Alex has is not from the extra money Alex put in. It is from the extra decade of compounding on everything that was already there. Your 20s are not just the beginning of your investing life. They are the most valuable years your money will ever have. Every dollar invested at 22 has 40 years to compound. Every dollar invested at 32 has only 30. The difference in what those dollars become is staggering. So where does this $15 a day actually go? Because putting money somewhere is not the same as investing it. This is the part most people skip, and it is the reason many people who intend to invest never actually build wealth. The first place your $15 a day should go is a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is a retirement account that any working American can open, regardless of where they work or whether their employer offers any benefits. The money you put into a Roth IRA is money you have already paid income tax on. But every dollar of growth inside that account, every compounded return, every dividend, every gain is completely tax-free when you withdraw it in retirement. Not tax-deferred, tax-free. That $1,017,000 or $2,845,000 you built from $15 a day, In a Roth IRA, every cent of it is yours. The IRS takes nothing. In 2024, you can contribute up to $7,000 per year to a Roth IRA. Your $15 a day adds up to $5,475 a year. Well within that limit. This is where your money goes first. But opening a Roth IRA is only step one. Inside the account, you have to actually invest the money. Leaving it sitting in cash earns you almost nothing. This is the mistake that silently kills thousands of people's retirement plans. They open the account, they feel good about it, and then they never invest the money inside it. The account grows at essentially zero while they wonder why investing doesn't seem to work. What you invest in matters enormously, and the answer, backed by decades of evidence, is simpler than the financial industry wants you to believe. You invest in a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. An index fund is not a bet on a single company. It is a fund that owns a tiny piece of every company in an entire market index. The S&P 500 index fund owns small slices of the 500 largest publicly traded companies in America: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, Berkshire Hathaway, and 495 others. When one company struggles, the others absorb it. When the American economy grows, your investment grows with it. You are not betting on one horse. You are betting on the entire race. The evidence for this approach is overwhelming. Princeton economist Burton Malkiel spent decades proving through data that the vast majority of professional fund managers, people paid millions to pick individual stocks, fail to beat a simple S&P 500 index fund over a 10 to 20 year period. Not because they are unintelligent, because markets are brutally efficient and consistently outsmarting them is nearly impossible. The index fund does not try to be clever. It owns everything. It grows with everything. And that beats clever almost every single time. The two most widely recommended S&P 500 index funds are VOO, offered by Vanguard, and IVV, offered by iShares. Both carry expense ratios below 0.05%, meaning for every $10,000 invested, you pay less than $5 per year in fees. Actively managed mutual funds often charge 1% or more. Over 30 years, that fee difference on $1 million portfolio costs you over $200,000, not from bad performance, just from fees. Now, if your employer offers a 401k with a matching contribution, that comes before everything else. An employer matches the single best return on investment available to any working person on earth. If your employer matches 50% of your contributions up to 6% of your salary, you are receiving an immediate 50% guaranteed return before a single dollar of market growth. No index fund delivers a guaranteed 50% return. If you are not contributing enough to capture your full employer match, you are leaving free money behind with every single paycheck. The sequence is this. First, contribute enough to your 401k to get the full employer match. Second, open a Roth IRA and invest your $15 a day into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Third, if you have more to invest after that, return to your 401k or open a standard brokerage account. That is it. That is the entire system. Your 20s feel like the practice round. They feel like the time before the real game begins. But compounding does not care how the decade feels. It only cares how long the money has been working. Every year you spend waiting for the right moment is a year the curve cannot bend on your behalf. The most powerful financial move available to a person in their 20s is not finding the perfect investment. It is starting today with whatever you have, even if that amount is $15. Here's the final number, the one that should stay with you. If you are 22 years old today and you invest $15 a day, every day, for the next 40 years in a low-cost S&P 500 index fund inside a Roth IRA, you will retire at 62 with approximately $2,845,000, tax-free from $15 a day, for money that is already leaving your hands in ways you will not remember by tomorrow. You are in your 20s. The clock is running, and $15 a day is all it takes.